Hello, everyone. Weird. I can hear. I hear an echo still. Can you?
Oh, you got echo? Hold on. I wonder if am I doing something odd here? Am I echoing to you right now?
No.
No?
I can hear you. It sounded like coming from you. It's coming from your system. It's almost like that's almost like what it sounds like.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me try something here.
Yeah. Hopefully this is working. Wait.
I got a new setup, so I apologize. I probably messed it up.
That's okay.
I'm still echoing to you.
The total guy says there's an echo. In the comment section.
Okay.
Try. Having issue. 1 second.
It's my fault, I think. I have a new setup.
Oh.
I don't know what I'm doing, though.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Let me...
One.
Okay, hold on. I think I'm going to take this off of here.
Okay. Sorry, guys. This should have done this before on hand.
No, this is my bad. Let me just take this off.
Okay.
Still have an echo?
I can hear you fine.
No echo?
No echo. All right.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, guys, that this has happened. I'll probably after this, I'll probably edit that part out just so. I'll just edit that out. So sorry about that, guys. Please forgive me. Forgive both of us.
That's my bad. Yeah.
No,
my bad.
No, it's both of our faults because I should have made sure that nothing was going on. So yeah. So that's my fault too. It's not just yours; it's mine as well. So yeah.
It's all good.
All right. I'm gonna restart the opening. What up, everyone? This is Ray, the host of the Ray Infinity Show. This is episode number 52, and man, we got a good episode today. As you guys know, you've heard the big news today, this morning, and it's a very divisive from people on every political center. Very divisive. Roe V Wade, the 49-year law, well, not technically wasn't law because Congress didn't pass it. It was just made up by the Supreme Court. But nonetheless, it got struck down today. And a lot of people are angry about it. Mostly people on the left. There's some people in the center that are angry about this. And I was planning to talk about this. I was watching the whole thing live this some morning when it was going on. Literally, I woke up. It was because around 8:50 something, and I accidentally fell asleep on my couch, and I was just anticipating something, and then I watched right side. What is they call right side broadcasting? I was watching on their channel, and they had the thing live, and when this thing came down, I was shocked as hell. And yeah, and to discuss this with me, I brought on a friend. I've had him on multiple times. Osiris from the channel Stuck in the Middle. How you doing, brother?
I'm great. It was a crazy day, man. This is big news. Because of the leak, I didn't really feel surprised, but the news still feels monumental. It's a huge day.
Yeah. And whether you're left or right, you have to say this, though. Whether you're left or right, this is probably the most important decision in history, really, like in the last 100 years, certainly. And I said this on Twitter multiple times. We have to thank President Trump for this because, if it wasn't for him, we never would have gotten to this point. Never would have. And the fact that he was able to appoint 3 Supreme Court justices, that says it all. And then plus you could also look at is that Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who I'm trying not to speak ill because I'm actually a fan of her, to be honest. I respect her, but she didn't. Her ego. She just let her ego take over, and she just didn't retire when Obama was still president and stayed there. And then she passed away. I'm trying not to be disrespectful, but she probably should have retired when Obama was still president so that he could appoint a liberal justice. But she didn't, and we've gotten to this point now. And how did you take that? Did you expect any of this to ever happen?
I did not until the leak.
Hmm.
When the leak happened, it had to stay.
Yeah.
We saw the leaked opinion, and they could not change from that. Otherwise, they would be in serious. You think we're in a bad situation now? If they had changed after the leak came out, I think you would have had red states say, "We're not messing with y'all anymore."
Well, and like I didn't believe that this would happen, this part of it, but you called it out when I had you and Carlos on the first time, that you think Roberts will actually switch because he's going to be so angry about this that he's just going to switch just to give them a middle finger basically. And I said that would never happen, and he did, which that shocked the hell out of me. I did not expect that. Like I think Roberts was so angry that he thought this was disgraced the court so bad that he had no choice but to. Like, I'm glad he did because did he write the opinion or was it Thomas or Alito? Because I know Alito did the first draft, but who did this draft?
This was by Alito. I thought. Let me double check. I actually have it right here. I don't see who wrote it. I thought it was Alito. Yeah, Justice Alito delivered the opinion of the court. So yes, he did do it.
Okay, so I'm fine with him doing it. I would have preferred Thomas do it, but I'm completely. I'm gonna bring this up right here.
So just to show real quick, yeah.
Can you scroll down?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you want to read it or do you want me to read it?
How much do you want to read?
Let's just read this top paragraph right here. Okay. Just that. All right.
Okay, hold on here.
Where's the part where he says he defined that Roe holds no bearing on the law? That's the part I wanted to see.
Let me see. Did he use bearing on there?
Let
me see.
The law. Okay, I don't think we're gonna find it like that. It's gonna take too long. Don't worry. Yeah. Don't worry about that. We're just gonna waste our time with that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So okay. No, I didn't have it prepped, but I have the whole thing there. But I have some of it highlighted, but I don't know if I highlighted that part.
But yeah, from what I didn't read the entire draft. I read parts of it. It's definitely not the same draft from the first time. It's definitely not. It's it's not. It doesn't go as it's a little looser on some things in this one from what I saw. Now, I didn't read the entire thing, so I don't know. But what did you read the entire thing, so you don't mind telling us what you saw?
It's the first thing that I saw was coming down to the 14th Amendment was a big part of the justification for upholding Roe and Casey as well. Okay. And when that fell, that's the amendment where we're talking about private liberty.
Yes.
And the view of that amendment was too broad. They were using it to justify abortion, and that's the founders were not thinking that when they wrote that.
Yeah.
And if you use it to justify abortion, I mean, you could use it to justify anything almost.
Yeah. Well, I think there is a level of privacy in the Constitution. I think that's pretty clear, but I don't think it's broad enough to include abortion in it. Particularly in the 14th Amendment again, was it?
Yeah, the 14th. Well, it's actually there was quite a few. I mean, it touched on the first. It's touched on. I'm sorry. It touched on the 14th is the one that I really hung on to, but I have it highlighted here. He actually talked about the 1st, 4th, 5th, 9th, and 14th. But I think the 14th, it says the Casey court grounded its decision solely on the theory that the right to obtain an abortion is part of the liberty protected by the 14th Amendment's due process clause. That is such a broad interpretation.
What? If you just go by that, there's no way that you could. You literally could put anything under there. Literally,
I know.
You can literally put you can go grab a gun, just shoot anyone you want to. Literally, I think it could be that broad if you look.
I know. It's like, where are the restrictions on it if that's the case? For those, if I could read the 14th Amendment, the first section says, "Nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. That
Yeah.
that is a procedural. That's an argument on procedure, not
Yeah.
justifying abortion.
Yeah, and like you could like when it says like without due process, that means like giving it back to the states so the states can decide it. So clearly, you're actually giving
Yeah.
power back to the people. You're not taking power away.
I had the same conversation with somebody on Twitter, and I hope they didn't unfollow me because I like them, but they said, "Hey, are you a right winger?" And I was like, I'm trying to find the truth. So they said they made a statement that the Supreme Court decided that 9 justices could remove the rights of all women. It's actually the opposite. They said we're out of it.
Yeah.
It's up to the state, and you have more power at the local level. So
Yeah.
people are misinterpreting this.
And like, have you seen like the reactions from AOC, Biden, Pelosi? The AOC one was hilarious. I'm just gonna go flat out and say that I was laughing my ass off when I watched that.
Well, the only thing I saw from AOC was when she was in the streets yelling, "Take to the streets." What did you see? Maybe I missed that.
Yeah, that she said take to the streets and that the decision is illegitimate.
Yeah.
Which you can make an argument that's insurrection. If what Trump said by saying peacefully and patriotically walk over to the Capitol is insurrection, then that certainly is insurrection. Certainly is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, without question. By their definition.
Yeah. Yeah. The guy in the comment section, Adam Francisco, that's the guy who I wanted to have on, but he can't because he's a guy that has kidney failure and has to go through this diagnosis. But Adam, thanks you for being in the comment section. And if you didn't know, this Osiris, he's actually one of my good friends, just like you are too. Yeah, sometime in the future, sometime in the future when you're able to, the three of us got to get together and do a live stream. You'll like Osiris right here. He's a pretty cool guy. And he's actually, and like you, like the fact that you're a right libertarian, he's also a right libertarian as well. So yeah. I've had both of you. I've had all you guys on multiple times. So yeah. But yeah, I was like I told you earlier when I was watching the thing live. It was on Right Side Broadcasting. Mm-hmm. I like the first when the moment it hit like 10 o'clock Eastern, like the first case dropped. It wasn't the Roe case. It was like some Medicare case. I forgot exactly what it was, but it was something like that. Okay, and then all of a sudden in the crowd, people were cheering loudly, and then it was confirmed that Roe was overturned. And I was excited as hell when that happened. I was cheering, and then I went to the SCOTUS thing on Twitter and looked at it, and it confirmed it. And the fact when it said it was 6-3, that shocked me even more, way more, because the fact that Roberts was in on it. Yeah. And what was your reaction when you first heard it? Were you watching it live, or did you just hear it from someone?
Yeah, I saw it from Jack Posobiec on Twitter. Literally the second it came out, pretty much. Twitter is great for breaking news like that. It comes out quick. But my reaction was, I have a little bit different opinion than some others because I like it for the precedence it sets to give states power. Yeah. Right now, the federal government is out of control, out of hand. Yeah. And we need, and as time goes on, things are getting crazier. We don't even know how to define a woman, as a country. Okay. That's the Matt Walsh brought it up, but this became a big deal. We can't define a woman as a country, as what that represents is a cultural divide. We've never had a problem defining a woman until recently. Okay. As that happens, in order to maintain peace, we need more power locally with the state. The federal government has to slowly step back, because if you say, hey, this is legal, either way. So say the Republicans get power and they say, I want to outlaw abortion throughout the country. I'm not for that. That's authoritarian. I'm not for that.
Like I told you and Carlos beforehand. I want there to be a federal ban on it, but the thing is, I just don't want the federal government getting any more power. As a matter of fact, I actually like what Marjorie Taylor Greene said when she went on Tim Pool's podcast the first time. We're it's the second time, my mistake. We're we go, instead of the national divorce, and we just go back to the time what the founders wanted. where the federal government had literally very little power and was just there to make sure the states, none of us killed each other. That's literally all it was there for.
Yeah, let's hang on that point for a second, though. In all this talk about abortion, we're losing that conversation. And I'm curious, Nova's Galaxy's in the chat.
That's my friend. That's another one of my friends. That is I don't know what Nova wants me to call her in this chat. My mistake. That's actually one of my friends. We disagree on a lot of things, but I still respect. I'm trying not to offend.
No offend. Yeah, we're not trying to do that. Here's my thing, though. I want to throw it out to Novus. Yeah. What do you think about that? Forget about the abortion, non-abortion argument.
Yeah.
Let's say Democrats can't make it legal everywhere. There's no federal law that can be passed either way, Republicans or Democrats. Isn't this the best way to handle it? To leave it up to each state to make up their own mind. Forget about whether it's right or wrong. That's what I would like to throw out to say, hey, isn't that a fair? It's not in the Constitution. I mean, we got to get, it's not in there at all. They weren't thinking about it when they wrote it. Yeah. They would be confused right now about the discussion.
Yeah. Yeah. Like there's a thing that a lot of people on the left, they say about abortion. Well, in the Bible, it says that abortion is allowed. Well, that's up to interpretation. Because the quote that the people that they are all referring to is that the part that they're referring to is when God says that life begins when the baby is out and takes 3 breaths. Here's what my interpretation of that is, and what a lot of other religious people believe. I'm not religious, but this is how my interpretation of it is. That the baby is already life before it comes out, but it just brought into this world. That's how I view it. That's the way I take it.
Yeah. I've a little bit different, and this is where I got some feedback in my live, but I just have to keep it 100, have to keep it real. From a legal standpoint, I got 2 kids, so understand I'm pro-life personally, but as far as legally, the fetus is not the fetus should not have rights until it is outside of the mother. I know we disagree on that, but the fetus is a parasite. It can't live without the mother. It's literally attached via a cord to the mother. So I can't. How am I going to give the fetus rights over the mother? I think what we need to do is we can't. So to me, I don't like legislating. You have to have a child.
No, I don't agree with that either.
Wait, I thought you. Wait,
no. The fact that legislate to have a child. That's one. I thought you were saying every single person has to have a kid. That's what I thought you were referring to.
Well, you're pro some of the states like Louisiana. Are you for the banning of abortion?
Yes.
Okay,
because it's a state issue.
Yeah, I'm still not. I want to leave it up to the states, but I still don't agree with the states that ban abortion.
Yeah.
Because when you look at rights, obviously a mother has rights, and what you're really arguing is the mother's rights over the fetus's rights. Yeah. The fetus is legally. I don't want to sound harsh and like some mean dude.
No.
But the fetus is a parasite. The fetus doesn't have rights. It has an umbilical cord to the mom. So we shouldn't be legislating it, but we should. That's why I'm so upset when the left tries to burn down these pregnancy centers, and those are things to help mothers. We should help them culturally want to not have an abortion, but ultimately the decision to me has to be up to them.
So this is what I take from a lot of other people, and including you, that as long as it can't survive without help, it's not life. That's just the way I'm interpreting it from you guys, right?
Well, now let me clarify that. Yes, I understand that. So there's this viability after so many months. It could be viable outside the mother, but how would it get outside the mother? It's not outside the mother.
Wait. So the thing is, I view it as like murder. Like I'm you saying like, oh, it can't be like taken outside of until like a certain viability. Correct? That's how you're interpreting.
Well, I mean, people say that if the baby were outside the mother, it could survive with, even if it needs an incubator or whatever, yeah.
Well, I view it as like the same thing from as an inside and out, because like I told you beforehand, like I asked you that last time, like, so 5 seconds before it comes out, you have no problem with someone sticking a knife in its head.
So no, I know it's a great question. No, I do have that's not the way to do it. I don't know the medical way to do it, but yeah, I am. So I would hope that it would not happen.
Yeah. So like this is something that I've realized with a lot of pro-choicers. Like whenever they make an argument, and like I'm not trying to be rude, but whenever they make an argument, it contradicts something, in my opinion, of something that could affect like an adult in real life. Like Adam, like he has to actually go have a diagnosis thing with his kidney thing. It's like he has to get his blood fused in and out. Like he actually, like a couple days ago, he actually had to sign a paper. The doctors made him sign a paper that were like saying, hey, it's his choice. It's his choice whether he wants to continue doing it or not. And if he decides not to do it, he accepts that he will die within a few weeks to a matter of months. Because like if he's not hooked up to that machine, he's gonna die. Like literally, he will die if he does not continue to be hooked up to that machine. And like he literally can't even like go to the gym. Like he likes to go to the gym, but he can't get sweaty anymore because like if any sweat gets involved into that thing that's on his chest, he could literally go into some reaction where he has to go to the hospital and like he has to do another diagnosis or he'll die. Literally, that's how it is. Yeah, like yeah,
but yeah, what was the contradiction that you thought there with the?
We're like 5 seconds before it comes out. So 5 seconds before. So like the contradiction was like you said there's no difference from 5 seconds before it comes out and 5 seconds after it comes. 5 seconds before it comes out and 5 seconds after it comes in. Okay, where that's in. You know what I'm trying to say.
Well, if it's out, then it has rights.
Yeah. So
but here's the thing: if like say you're at 7 months, and so you and the baby could live potentially if it were extracted from the mother, but it's not. It's still in the mother, so the mother would have to agree. So we're getting into all this murky stuff. I mean, the reason why they're getting into all these, you have to make exception for this and that, which is good. But at some point, you just have to say, wait a second, there's so many exceptions for the mother's health. If this happened, if it was that, at some point, you really need to say it should just be the mother's choice.
Well, I respect your opinion. I just disagree with that part.
Yeah.
Because the thing is like when it's inside, there's really no difference. It's still a human being. Because and also like I don't remember if I told you this beforehand, but like say a drunk driver in a car like kills like a pregnant woman. Okay, we don't know whether that woman wanted to get an abortion or not. We don't know. But if the woman dies, the baby dies inside her. Whether or not it's like at any stage, whether or not. And that guy is charged with 2 murders, not 1. So, what's your view on that?
Does that happen? Wow.
Oh yes, it happens.
Oh, I didn't know. Wow.
It happens multiple times. Like it's actually very common if you look at it.
Yeah, I would not agree with that, but I would have to look at the law. I'm not a legal, I'm not a lawyer, but I would like to hear Christy.
That's
says
my mom.
Oh, is that your mom?
Yeah.
Okay, what's up? She said that she's fully pro-life, glad they let the states decide, which is, I agree with that. I absolutely think, because here's what my thing is. I want to respect my fellow citizen. That's why I like coming on your show and talking with guys like you and Carlos. It's like we can respect each other.
Yeah.
And that's what leaving it up to the states does to me.
Yeah.
So I would say for your mom, would she be willing to, does she want to make a federal law just like Biden? I'm not for Biden. Biden wants to codify it in law. It's not going to happen, but wants to codify making it legal into federal law. And to me, that's aggression on people who don't agree. So for your mom or anybody in the chat, would you want, whoever's pro-life, would you want a pro-life Congress to make a federal law?
The thing was, it would get struck down whether or not anyway, because even though there's a conservative court, even Thomas and Alito would not go with that. They would
and
not.
you're right, and that would be the right decision too. So maybe I should really say make an amendment, but it would be hard. You can't just make an amendment. But hypothetically, well, if you made an amendment, you would have enough states to agree. So,
here's something from Nova. There seems to be full intent at 7 months to keep the baby, which would make sense for it to be considered 2 deaths. Well, here's the thing: even in the first trimester, it counts. And plus, here's another thing. When you went on with Jen and Peter that one time, where I believe, I don't remember which one it was, but I believe it was Jen that said, all abortions in the 3rd trimester are rare, and that they only happen when the mother's life is in danger. That is completely false. The vast majority of them, and it's not even close, get them because women say I don't want the kid. Literally, that's what happens in the 3rd trimester almost every time. 98, 99% of the time. Yeah.
So your mom replied, and I think me and her agree. I'm pro-life. So personally, I didn't view my sons as parasites and my wife. I'm happy they're here.
That's a contradiction.
No.
Yes, it is. It's a contradiction.
No, let me tell you.
So just because it's yours, it's not a parasite. But if it's someone else's, it is.
No. So here's what my take is. I'm leaving it up to the mother to decide if it's a parasite or not, and I'm really more talking legally for the decision on rights. That's why I'm looking at it like that. But overall, this is a win. I'm right where your mom is. I'm pro-life personally. I want to get along with people who want to have abortions. So that's the compromise. It's not in the Constitution. So that's where we have to start this discussion.
Yeah, and here's another interesting fact. Did you know this? 60% of abortions are done. Are done with the women feeling like they're coerced, like they're feeling pressure for someone else to get it. That's a fact. You can look that up right now. 60%.
We have to change. So government can't legislate that. We have to change that culturally. That's why the culture wars are important. I keep on saying this. Don't let anybody tell you the culture wars aren't important. They're more important than laws. They're more important than politics. We have to change the culture to make sure that young women feel empowered, that they don't need to be with the wrong type of dude. If the dude doesn't want to strap up, for protection, you control the situation.
Yeah.
If you do have a baby accidentally, here are the resources. That is what we need to do.
Well, here's the thing though. Put rape, incest, life in danger aside. Just put that aside. We'll talk about just regular abortions, the vast majority of ones that we all know. Okay. So basically, you're saying, if 2 consenting adults, they get on and the woman gets pregnant, why should they be allowed to abort that? Because here's the thing though, you knew the consequences of what you're going to do. Anytime you engage in intercourse, I'm trying to be PG-13 here. Anytime you engage in intercourse, you run the risk of getting pregnant.
Yep.
And and here's another thing though about abortion. We all talk about this with human kids. We all there's this debate. I guarantee you there would not be a debate if a dog was pregnant with puppies. People would say those are dogs. No one would argue otherwise. So we consider dogs as human equals. So, and to me, they are human equals because I love dogs more than anything else, more than people, to be honest. But I'm trying to make this comparison because if you everyone would say that those are dogs. I'm pretty sure you would too. Everyone in the comment section would. So you can't contradict yourself with that and with actual human life.
Yeah, and I think you have a good point. I still will stay with my opinion on it, but I think that's why I think the discussion on both sides is legitimate. So we leave it to the states to kind of hash it out.
Well, I disagree with that, but I think we can agree to disagree on that. Right now, here's my suggestion. Whatever side you want, whether you're pro-life, pro-choice, whatever. Here's my suggestion. If you want your policy to be in position, go to your state legislators and vote and try to get the people you want and to get the ideas you want in your state. That's my suggestion. whether you're right, left, pro-choice, pro-life, whatever. That's how I would suggest it.
Yeah, that's the statement that the justices made. That's exactly what they were saying. That's how it should go. And really, you have more power and control. So I find it weird that they're marching in DC right now. They really should be doing it on their state level.
Yeah, and like Antifa already showed up. And did you hear that? Did you see that photo of like those 20 pallets of bricks that were delivered near the buildings?
I saw that.
Surprisingly, at the same day, just a couple hours later.
Yeah, luckily I didn't see any thrown or anything, but that was very suspicious.
An Antifa thug lit an American flag on fire.
So, yep, I saw that too. Yeah, Antifa, they're coming out with those black umbrellas now.
Yeah.
There's a new group called Bite Back.
Bite Back.
Yeah, that's what at least the street reporters are saying. To them, this is a new group in all black called Bite Back. Yeah. So I was joking. I was like, Antifa is franchising now. Like, it's business is good. It must be good to be Antifa.
Yeah.
But
you can go on.
Well, they were they're in DC, and to contrast with J6, Antifa has home court advantage. Even though Antifa is supposed to be neutral, they're supposed to be anti-fascists. They're basically on the side of the left corporate narrative 90% of the time. So they're out there wilding, crossing the police lines. If that was pro-lifers, they all would have been in a paddy wagon. Every single one of them would have been rounded up.
Oh yeah, like, oh my God. So just say Roe was put still in place. Switch Antifa with the Proud Boys. What's going to happen?
Locked up, all of them.
Every one of them would be. Like I'm not the biggest fan of either of them, but
same here.
Yeah, like even but I wouldn't necessarily call the Proud Boys a terrorist group. I'm just not a fan of them. So yeah. But yeah, like I'm saying, like the thing about like what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Do you mind if I show you the video of what I was watching about on Right Side News?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Because because Marjorie Taylor Greene was there and they interviewed her.
Oh, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of her.
Right here. But get right to there. Where is she? Trying to find her right here. She was right here and got interviewed.
Oh yeah, and then she had to get out of there
because she had to go vote on the gun bill.
Mm-hmm.
Right here.
Back together.
Right here.
Because that's what the Supreme Court broke 50 years ago today.
I've got Marjorie Taylor Greene
right here.
That girl just told me I couldn't stay.
Right there.
Now go over here. Wow, what a historical moment. What a historical moment in our country right now. What's your thoughts on this?
I think it's a miracle. I'm so thrilled. Like I've cried about this. We prayed about. Everybody here is celebrating, but the Supreme Court had the courage. They had the bravery, overturning Roe versus Wade, giving it back to the states, and hopefully this can be the beginning to the end of abortion. So I think we know God is real, and I think we know that prayer works. And I'm just so overjoyed. God bless everyone that's worked on it.
Yeah, now it's time for people to get the facts as far as it goes back to the states. There's a lot of misinformation out there.
To the states. So abortion did not end today. That's not what happened. The Supreme Court overturned, through the Dobbs decision, overturned Roe versus Wade. That means that it goes back to the states, and they have the right to make their own abortion laws, whether they completely outlaw abortion in their state or they allow it to occur at some level. So everyone needs to understand it's not totally over. We have people over here that are screaming, demanding to be able to murder babies, but they still can do it. So what they're demanding is hasn't been taken away from them. They can still kill a baby in the womb. But what has happened is we can allow states to choose.
Okay, let's talk about what could happen tonight. You know, the left has promised a night of violence.
Yes.
They've actually put that out. They put flyers out.
They have threatened a real insurrection at the Supreme Court today, Brian. They're threatening to burn down the Supreme Court. Jane's Revenge, Ruth Sent Us. These are real domestic terrorist groups. I introduced a bill to designate them as domestic terrorists or any organization. They're planning to attack women's pregnancy centers. They're planning to attack women's crisis centers. So this is a more dangerous time, and it's the radical left that's doing it. I want you to know that right over there at the Capitol right now, the Capitol Police and all law enforcement, they are suiting up in riot gear in preparation for what the left is planning to do tonight in this town.
Well, I thought it was very interesting because moments before the announcement, they packed up and left. So the two groups were here with really.
Because what happened was, like, surprisingly, like, right before the announcement was made, so the officers, they got up and left. It's almost like they knew it was going to happen. I think they may have even had some information that they haven't shared with us. So, yeah. But like you said in the comments were like you wouldn't go with the federal ban. Well, here's the thing though. When it comes to abortion, I wouldn't vote for it, but I also wouldn't stop them from voting for that. That's how I view it. So guess what? You can't say that I was involved in it. So I would be happy if it was fairly banned, but like I wouldn't be involved in like making that decision. So like you can't. So no one could say that I was put up to that.
Yeah, it's a tough one because if you're on Marjorie Taylor Greene's side, she feels like it is murder. Then you have to go to that length. The violence is backfiring though. The left needs to stop.
So, do you think this will affect the midterms?
I do not. People disagree with me on this, but not with the economic strife and hard times that we might be going through. Right around the midterms, I don't see a bounce back before then. Who knows? But I don't see it. I don't think it's going to be a factor at all. When you're paying $6 to $8 a gallon of gas, are you really going to be amped up about abortion rights?
$10 in California.
$10 when they're adding an extra digit for gas. That's just one item. Not to mention if you wanted to fly to see family, 33% inflation. All across the board for a lot of normal goods. I don't know how abortion is going to be the top of anybody's mind. I do not think so at all.
It might change some. But I don't think it would be enough to like change it from like a red wave to like the Democrats gain anything. I don't think that. If it does change anything, it'll be minimal stuff. That's the way I view that. Yeah. But back to that, something I just thought of, but when you talked about like when it being like attached to the mother and stuff like that, where you don't think it's a life as long as it's attached. Okay, I forget what that disease is called. What's that? What's that disease that Ben Carson? Remember that those two kids that were born, they were siblings, they were attached to each other. So like I forgot what it was. What's it called again? Can someone in the comment section let me know what it is? I'm losing it right here. So
it's all right. The conjoined twins.
Yeah, but like so if you're saying it was attached, could you say like they're not humans because like hey, one is it's attached to the other, and plus like I'm going. If you didn't know this, going into the surgery, Ben Carson didn't even know if he could save both of them. He knew he could save one, but he didn't know if he could save both of them. So. Do you think that would have been right if he would have just saved one of them instead of both of them? I don't know.
Are they not both attached to the mom?
They were both attached to the mom. They
were, and then she.
No. Are you talking about after they were born?
Oh, so they were born
attached to each other.
Oh, yeah. After they're born, I think they each have rights. Was it one brain or two? I forget, but
it was two.
Oh, there's definitely two people.
The twins are alive. They're alive now. But
here's the thing. Wow.
But the thing is, their organs, they weren't sharing them, but what they were sharing were the nerve system, the blood, and all of that. And like if you like, and basically like from what you heard, like after they were getting all the stuff done in the surgery, and they pulled them apart. One of them actually lost a lot of skin. It was on the other, so they had to put replacement skin on one of them.
Wow.
That is a fact. Like
Ben Carson is a beast, man.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of them. Yeah.
I mean, once they're out, I think they have right. I mean, their rights. They have their own individual rights once they're out,
Hmm.
but not when they're connected. In my opinion.
So even So even
But I
in the
want to
third
make sure
trimester.
it's like, yeah, I want to make sure it's like I'm really hoping that nobody ever has to have an abortion. I know that's not reality, but abortion is the thing that bothers me about the pro-abortion side is it is almost like they celebrate it.
Oh, they do.
Like that's not something to celebrate. You want to fight for that right, I'm all for you, but don't try to celebrate abortion.
Oh, they do.
It's weird.
This is what the left does all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the left, I don't know how much of them really care. It's just about power. It's no different than Black Lives Matter, Ukraine, pandemic, whatever side they need to be on to be against whoever, Marjorie Taylor Greene's, they're celebrating. They would view her as the enemy. I think they would latch on to any idea, no matter how demonic it is, to go against her.
Yeah. They're trying to take down Margaret. That's clearly what they're like. Anyone that's against them, they're desperately trying to take down. Like they took Trump down. Like they took what was his name? I forgot what his name was, but
A bunch of people. Peter
they
Navarro and
Dr. Malone.
Yep.
Peter McCullough.
Yeah, they did the same thing with the pandemic.
They're going after Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
So we've always had this debate, but it's kind of the rhetoric is getting ratcheted up, I would say.
Yeah.
Did we ever hear the left call the Supreme Court illegitimate? Maybe we have.
Yep.
What before this one?
Before the decision was made.
Yeah, we have politicians like Nancy Pelosi, I believe, Speaker of the House. Have we ever heard? I have to Google that to make sure I'm accurate. I thought she said that they were illegitimate. No, I know Maxine Waters did.
Yeah. And like AOC was shouting the decision is illegitimate. So like what she's basically implying is like the Supreme Court is illegitimate. So
yeah, that's dangerous talk there.
Yeah. So but like if Trump was calling for insurrection by saying peacefully and patriotically walk over to the Capitol, then definitely AOC was, without question. You'll never convince me otherwise of that.
Yep. And I want to talk about Clarence Thomas.
Oh yeah.
The left has been on him. They've been on him hard. Maybe the left they've been on him so hard lately because of Ginny, his wife.
Well, because she was there on January 6th, but she never went into the Capitol.
No, and she was pushing for questioning things that happened, and so they've been attacking her. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is I think Clarence Thomas has been more aggressive lately than I've seen him normally.
Yeah.
He had some vitriol, I think, as far as the opinion and just he did an interview recently where he really admonished defund the police and Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
He's been outspoken.
And after 30 years, he finally got his revenge on Biden. Yeah.
So my point is they keep doing this stuff to try and pressure people, but the Supreme Court is not playing with it. They're not falling victim to it.
Oh yeah. But Thomas, like obviously when I don't know this for a fact, but I'm just gonna take this on a limb. Out of all of them that was angry about the leaked draft, I'm gonna just go on a limb saying he was the most pissed off about it. I'm just gonna go take that on the limb.
I think so too.
Because,
I think it was. Yep.
Yeah, because and like when that happened, like I think he was the one who helped Roberts change his mind. I think that I think that he was the one.
I think the left is underestimating Clarence Thomas's ability to convince people.
Yeah.
And his influence.
Yeah.
He seems very influential and powerful, even though he's obviously very conservative on there.
Oh yeah. Like he's very good with natural law. Like, you know what I'm referring to with that. So
yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what was this?
I dropped in our private chat a clip. I don't know if you want to play it or not. I thought it was a great.
What's this?
This is, if you want to play it, this is from Kyle Kalinske and Crystal Ball, both populist left.
I know who Kyle is.
Yeah,
but yeah, we can get to that in a second. Well, like what I wanted to do was I wanted to play the clip of when of obviously what happened between Biden and Thomas 30 years ago. This year, actually, like in about September, it'll be 30 years exactly.
Wow.
So I got it right here. So give me a second. I'm gonna bring it up.
I was 14 years old. I kind of remember it.
Oh, where is it? I'm trying to find it. I have it right here somewhere. Where? Right here.
Yep.
The most important.
Right here. This is actually hilarious.
The most important task of this committee.
Senator Biden was very focused on natural law. How did that go?
Who knows? I have no idea what he was talking about.
I just want to make sure we all know what we're talking about here, that you and I know at least what we're talking about here. There's a fervent and aggressive school of thought that wishes to see natural law further inform the Constitution than it does now, argued against by the positivist led by Judge Bork. Now, again, that may be lost on all the people. You know and I know what we're talking about.
I don't get it.
I have to be perfectly honest with you. You sit there and you have no idea what they are talking about. All I know is that he was asking me these questions about natural law.
Someone may apply it in a way, like Moore, who leads him in a direction that is, quote, liberal. You may apply it in a way that leads you in a direction that's conservative. Or you may, like many argue, not apply it at all. But it is a fundamental question that is going to be almost impossible for non-lawyers to grasp in an exchange. You know and I know. It is a big, big deal. And in conclusion,
one of the things you do in hearings is you have to sit there and look attentively at people you know have no idea what they're talking about. And it was fine. I understood what he was trying to do. I didn't really appreciate it. Natural law was nothing more than a way of tricking me into talking about abortion.
well, you know,
Since many Catholic moral philosophers saw the two things as intimately related. But
Well, the thing was, he was trying to trick him into talking about abortion because like the left has always been about they've always been pro-choice, but and also the thing was like the Senate back then had a big majority as Democrats, and like if that came up, there's a chance Thomas may not have been confirmed. There's a really strong chance about that. Yeah, but I thank God he got confirmed with it. Thank God. And like I'm surprised like George H.W. Bush picked him because I'm not a fan of him, and he's actually a pretty liberal Republican. So the fact that he chose someone like Clarence Thomas, and also his son George W. Bush picked Alito too. Is there some linked stuff? Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, Alito and Thomas are both solid.
Well,
and it's not
Thomas is great. Alito is solid. Yeah, that's how.
You got a little.
Alito is not as good as Thomas in my
opinion.
I
would agree with that. I like them both, but and it's not about them, not about me agreeing with them all the time. Their decisions, their opinions, they can articulate themselves. When you look at Sotomayor, she's completely lost. She's an embarrassment to the court. And it's not about me agreeing, it's about can you articulate? Yeah. And she's awful.
Yeah, she claimed to not even know the difference between federal and state powers.
Yeah.
It like Luke's I've raised a lot of questions with Luke Radowski recently. But because of something I might get into in a second. But what he said was someone like that should not be on the court making some certain decisions on something with the letter V in it. So yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to say the word here. So yeah.
Wait, you had beef with Luke or something you didn't agree with?
You could argue whether or not this is real or not, but like did you know that Luke years ago ran into Jacob Rothschild?
No, I know he ran into a lot of people, but no, I don't remember that.
And the thing was this was about 10 years. I forgot. It was somewhere along those lines. He walked up to him in the middle of the night, somewhere in London, either New York or London. Just walked up to him. No security. There's no security guards. And he actually filmed this on camera. Literally, no joke.
Wow.
So that means I think there's a chance Luke might be controlled opposition. Like, I'm gonna bring this up to you, like right here.
Wow.
I've raised a lot of questions with Luke recently. I wanted to talk to you about this last time I had you on, but I forgot about it. So
yeah, you are way beyond my expertise when you talk about the families and all that. I should, but I'm not as knowledgeable.
Right here. Give me 1 second.
Wow.
And this shocked the hell out of me when I saw this. I was like, I saw this like about just right before, not long, like a few days before I had you and Carlos on last time. And the fact that I'm gonna show you this because like even you're gonna raise some questions as to whether or not about this. Right here. Jacob Rothschild.
Mr. Rothschild, how you doing, sir? Can you tell us what went on at the Bilderberg meeting this year?
Sorry?
Could you tell us what went on at the Bilderberg meeting this year?
I didn't get that, actually, no.
The Bilderberg? You weren't there?
No.
Not this year. What went on last year?
No, I wasn't there last year. I think that was my cousin.
The cousin was there?
Yeah, I think so. Okay.
No security right there. No security.
Mr. Rothschild, we had a few additional questions.
I was asking a question inside of it was saying that the Federal Reserve was one of these organizations.
He's laughing too.
Organizations that a lot of people say is a source of inhumane projects all across the world because it's a private bank that was started by your family.
There's
Luke. No, completely untrue. I was asked that earlier. It really isn't true.
Jekyll Island, 1913, sir.
Man, that takes some.
There's more.
How, your family committed all these acts against society, but we just want to let you know the New World Order has no legitimacy, and that we as a people are not afraid, and we are waking up to the robber barons and the big banksters who are looting this economy with the Federal Reserve.
Well,
for some reason that's
man.
You'll never convince me that you could just walk up onto onto like him.
That's crazy.
You'll never convince me that he just randomly walked up to him. You'll never convince me of that.
I might be prone to hyperbole, but that's one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life. He's just walking around. There's nobody around him.
No security guards.
Serious?
No security guards. I think this had to be staged. This had to be. There's no way around this. And when I watched this, I was like, my trust in Luke went down deeply.
I don't know if I'm there yet because I just saw this, but I could. Which one was Luke? The voice didn't sound like him.
He was the one that's saying the New World Order has no legitimacy.
That was Luke that said that.
Yeah.
Man,
that was on his channel too.
If it's not staged, I'm gonna because I'm a big fan of Luke, so I'm gonna have to give him.
Me too. But when I saw that, how the hell are you gonna walk up on a Rothschild in the middle of the night randomly, and they have no security guards with them?
That doesn't make any sense. But how long ago was that?
Let me see this. This was. I'm looking at the date.
That's got to be over 10 years ago.
2012. May 31st. So just a little.
I'd be curious to hear his story behind that.
Yeah.
But if it's real, I'm gonna assume it's real because I like Luke. I'm not gonna just turn on him that quickly. But that is crazy.
But
if that's real. That's some scary stuff, man. What's the goal? I wouldn't do that.
Klaus Schwab and Bill Gates never walk around without security guards.
No, yeah, of course, yeah. It doesn't make sense. I cannot explain it, but assume it's real. I'm not walking up to him asking him about the New World Order and the Federal Reserve. What good is going to come from that?
Yeah, who knows? Maybe you'll end up like JFK, where a sniper is in some building. And you ask them and plus they're filming it. You ask them to say the wrong thing. Boom.
Yeah. Make the wrong move with your camera. I mean, that's dangerous stuff.
Can you? This shit. When I saw this, I was shocked. How did this happen? And plus, if Klaus Schwab and Bill Gates never walk around without security guards, why wouldn't Jacob Rothschild, who is a Rothschild just like Klaus Schwab is, without security guards?
That would never happen. Yeah, I agree. I need an explanation. I knew. I would give Luke a chance to explain. Maybe he wouldn't know, but I would like to hear what his thoughts are on that.
I would too, but
but here's the thing: if he's a plant, then what's the goal though? Is
like counterintelligence.
To like Tim Pool and stuff.
You know who? Have you heard of Alan Watt? Have you heard of him?
I don't think so. No.
He's someone like Alex Jones and David Icke, except like he is real. He goes even farther.
Really?
He died last year, unexpectedly, and he was only in his 50s. So, and he actually said that like David Icke and Alex Jones are given counterintelligence. What it is like they're given the truth, but within the truth they're also given like fake stuff to make so when they go out and say it, they look stupid. Like talking about shifting lizard people. Obviously, we know that's fake. And like and obviously, if someone told you that they're shape-shifting lizards, you would call them an idiot. You would call them. I'm gonna see if I can find this video. Like the video got taken down, but I did a reaction in one of my old videos. I'm gonna see if I still have that.
Wow.
Like I'm trying to find it right here. Like I think it's in my video Demons and Aliens. Give me 1 second. You can go on.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I would not put that out of the realm of possibility. Obviously, that would not be outside the realm of possibility for a plant. Now, again, I'm not going to accuse Luke because I subscribe to his website and I'm a big Luke supporter, but who knows? I saw him on the I don't want to say his name, it probably hurt the video, but on the island, the famous island for that dude that didn't make it.
Yeah, I got it up right here. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna play this for you and let you. And like, no, not a lot of people like Thomas Sowell. Not a lot of people have heard of Alan Watt, or like he's might actually be as wise as Thomas Sowell if you look at it.
Wow,
like, he might be. I'm gonna bring this right up here. So, like, give me a second. Can you see it? You got a different guy. I forgot who his name was, but there's actually a guy out there who believes his own mother is like an 8 or 9 foot tall alien. Yeah, but for real though, there's actually a dude out there. I forgot what his name was. He actually believes his mom is like an 8 or 9 foot tall alien.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, last time I showed you that there's actually a gray alien on the dollar bill. So like, yeah.
You know, I can't believe I haven't had you on my channel. We got to hook that up, and then I want you to talk about some of that stuff people might not know. That's crazy.
So when do you want to do that? So like, yeah.
I'll text you. Yeah, I'll text you. We'll set it up.
All right, so give me 1 second because I'm trying to find this right here. I'm going to show you guys this video right here, where he actually talked about him. I think this is the actual video right here. Right here. Yes, this one is it right here. I'm going to show you guys this video right here, where he talks about David Icke and these shape-shifting lizard people and how the shape-shifting lizard people are a bunch of horse shit. So we're going to go right into this. Right here. And Alan Watt, literally, I believe last year, he passed away. All of a sudden passed away when he actually was in his 40s, late 40s, 50s, and he was actually a really healthy guy. And all of a sudden he died. You're telling me that is just a huge coincidence that he died all of a sudden for no reason? Could it just be from the stress that just overwhelmed him and stuff like that and just took him early? Or was someone actually behind it? Who knows? I'm talking some weird, creepy voice right there. All right, I'm going to show you this video right now. I'm going to show you guys this video now. Okay, we're going to go right into this. Right, here you go.
So many people have been that they follow certain radio stations, the Patriot type things. A lot of them are phony, I'm afraid to say. They don't give them all the real information they need to know. And they're so confused that they're following different types of gurus like David Icke and different ones that lead them out in circles. I've never seen so many confused people in my life, really.
Well, David Icke's an interesting story, actually. I don't know much about him, but I've seen some of his material. And when he got into the shape-shifting lizards and said it with a straight face, I found it very hard to believe that there are individuals who are truly shape-shifting lizards.
Mm-hmm. Here's the key behind this. Now, this is something people should realize. MI5 and MI6 have a place outside the Cotswolds. It's called the Cotswolds outside London, where they train people to go out into the world and create mysticism and confusion. And Aleister Crowley was one of the first men they sent out there to set up the OTO.
And like I said, we discussed Aleister Crowley before we got into this stuff. Yeah.
The Order Templi Orientis, a higher Masonic group, which most people in Hollywood join and most musicians join. And they've followed him up with many others since. Now, David Icke took everyone else's work, who'd done the real investigations. He shot to the top. All the doors open from him. You couldn't buy that kind of publicity unless someone gave the nod at the top. It cost millions just to publicize him. And he became a superhero, leads all the people using all of this information of other authors, and then leads you off like the Pied Piper in a circle to the lizard people. And all of those authors in the back of his book are now ridiculed into the same place as he's taken you. That's called counterintelligence.
Sure. Oh no, it's very effective because if they can make you out to be Looney Tunes, and everybody he's mentioning goes with him. Do you think he's aware he's a pawn?
I'm sure he knows exactly what he's doing. He phoned the Sweet Liberty site some years ago.
Yeah.
And then got in touch with me for a lot of the information that he used. And the only stipulation was that he didn't spin it off into any odd series of serpents and so on.
What as well. And I'm a bit I believe Dave, there was something there that I had to cut out for reasons. It wasn't what you think. It was a copyright thing. So I had to.
Oh, yeah.
There was another one thing where you actually hear him talk about everything else, goes even deeper right here. And this video got taken down off YouTube right here. This is Alan Watt right here. He's actually a really cool guy. And not many people have even heard of him or even know anything about him. But he's actually very philosophical, and he knows a whole bunch of weird stuff, too. But this stuff is actually true, though, and it's dark. Let's get into it.
So you got to be careful with the whole Illuminati stuff because there's a big movement on, and Sunstein talked about the movements, how we ridicule, destroy a patriot movement from within. That's been going for some time. And I've gone on shows where they'll talk about the Illuminati, and I'll try and waylay it. I've had top movie makers phone me up, and one of them a few years ago there, he was coming right up to see me that day. He's coming right up to do a whole film on me. And then he said at the very end, after an hour talking, he says, and when you bring in the aliens and the UFOs, and I said, what? The guy had heard on my stuff, read my stuff. I said, what? He said, I said, no, I won't fool the public. And he kind of hummed.
And yeah, clearly, he did not want to fool the public because whoever this lobbyist was, they were actually trying to make Alan Watt a whole bunch of what a lot of other conspiracy theorists are. They're trying to make him look like an idiot, just like them. But clearly, he was not fooled like a lot of other people are. But that aside.
And Hodge, and that was the last I heard of him. He does a lot of movies for a lot of big guys, and he's got lots of funding to set them up. That's counterintelligence. If I'd gone and done that, I'd have raked in the cash, but I'm not here for the cash.
Yeah.
It's the same thing on one of the major shows at night. The guy asked me if I'd go easy on certain people who I knew were there to ridicule the Patriot movement, and I said no, I won't. He says if you do, he says I'll have you on every week. Or 2 weeks. It says, that promises a big money because you get so much exposure. And I said, no, I won't do it.
Yeah.
And then even in today's paper, there's one about the lizard man who is raking in the big cash, the big following, and a guy who said he was God and the world was going to end in 1997. And it takes stuff from all the books that are out there on conspiracy, shoves it in his own.
Yeah.
And just straight out, and it goes. You do it in a week.
And
next thing you know, rakes in the cash. And there are people getting their minds so screwed up. So the patriot business, as you want to call it, or exposure, ends up being a circus.
Yeah.
A circus is where here's a bearded lady. Here's a bearded lady dwarf. Here's the guy who's 8 feet tall. And here's a woman with 3 breasts. And there's our Alan Watt with the documentation of what's really been happening. That's how I get lumped in with them. You understand?
Yeah.
See how it works? Do you understand how this works? How you end up ridiculing the few out there who are giving nothing but documentation and truth. This is called counterintelligence. for those who don't understand. It's very simple to do.
Yeah.
You can set up people to be agents so simply, so simple. And lots of folk want to follow that stuff because it takes the onus off doing anything. You can concentrate on your spirituality, and you can go up the old Illuminati colors up to violets and become godlike, and stuff like that. Ooh. People love that stuff. They don't like the hard fact truths because the onus comes back on you. What are you going to do about all of this?
Yeah.
You understand that? So it's up to you who you want to follow. I don't really care, personally.
Yeah.
And I can remember the old UFO thing. It turned into a massive religious cult.
Yeah.
They had pilgrims coming from thousands of miles in the US. These big, long caravan trails, people wearing hoods and gowns like priests and ministers and UFO symbols. And that was a big CIA operation to see if it could be done.
Yeah.
Of course it could be done. Now we know that. From Hamish, myself, from Ontario, Canada, it's good night to me. Your God or your gods go with you.
Okay. Well, Alan Watt is, as you can see, Alan Watt is a really cool guy. As you can see, he's not some controlled opposition like a lot of other people are. He goes full on everything. Even Alex Jones is given fake information too, and he actually believes it. Obviously, Sandy Hook too. We all know that was fake. What he said about it, what he said was fake. When he said it didn't happen. It was all actors. Well, the shooting did happen, but what I think happened, Alex was given fake information, and he just gave it out to the public and just made him look stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see it. Yeah.
And I also think this also ties into the abortion thing, where they're actually trying to depopulate the world too. That's how I think. Obviously, the history of Planned Parenthood. I'm going to take that.
Yeah. How it started, who started it.
It started because the woman, Margaret Sanger, is that what? I forgot how. Forgive me if I'm saying her last name wrong.
That's right. Margaret Sanger.
But she started the whole thing because she was a legit racist, and she wanted to make sure to cut down the black population.
Yep. That's a fact. That's a fact. Yep.
Yeah. And so I think abortion ties into this Illuminati type of stuff. They're trying to depopulate the world. Obviously you've seen the book, The Great Reset, right?
Yep.
You read it, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
By Klaus Schwab.
It all ties in. That's where, to me, that's where. What's that?
That's another reason why I think I do not like abortion being put in place like that. Yeah, that's another reason.
So that's why I'm big on state rights. It's harder for the global agenda if the United States isn't governed by the federal government.
Yeah.
So they don't like that.
Yeah. And back in the 50s, the black population was at 12%. Today, it remains at 12%. Back then, Hispanics were at 2%. Now they're at 18.5%. Whites back then were at 89. They're now at 59. So, and you get the trends right there. They're intentionally trying to cut down the black population. Because 4 out of every 5 of women that go to get abortions are black women.
Yep. Yeah, it's a big thing that no one on the left talks about. They're the ones that always talk about race, and they don't bring that up.
Yeah. And also, I didn't know this part, but did you know this? You're a millennial. I'm a Zoomer, which Gen Z. I don't call them Gen Z. I call them Zoomers, like they actually are. Yeah. But did you know, a fourth of my generation is not here due to abortion?
Wow. No, I did not.
That high. I found that out. A fourth of my generation is not here because of abortion. And just anyone who thinks abortion is okay or even tries to justify it, no, you're not. No. I know I know you have your opinions on that, but I'm sorry, no, you'll never convince me otherwise. And every time when they talk about abortion, they always talk about the most extreme cases like rape, incest, life in danger. But whenever I talk about, okay, let's put that aside. Just say you don't like those, or do you just outlaw every other abortion? Every time they always say, no, it's a woman's choice. So guess what? It's just an excuse.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I agree.
Like I know you're going to disagree with me on this 1,000%. I already know this, so I'm just going to let you know. Rape and incest do not justify it, in my opinion.
I mean, if your take is,
can I explain it?
Yeah.
In my opinion, a child that's born out of rape, in my opinion, has the exact same, or incest has the exact same amount of value as a child that is born out of love between their parents, because it's still a human being, whether anyone likes it or not. Because guess what? If something that can breathe, frown, move its face, or feel pain as well, either, like, that is a human being. And so guess what? Plus for rapists, here's the thing though. I believe rapists should be castrated or executed. That's my opinion on that. No exceptions whatsoever. And guess what? By doing that, and by killing the kid afterwards, but with an abortion, you're just making the situation even worse. So you're having the mother be raped, and then plus on top of that, you're killing a human being. That's my view on it. Yeah,
you're right. I disagree with it, but it's a principled stance. If you feel that the fetus should have rights, then it still has rights. Either way, I think your stance is better actually than someone who tries to kind of hem and haw with exceptions. Because if you're going to hem and haw with exceptions, either the fetus should have rights or it shouldn't. To me,
and like I said, with the pregnant dog, everyone would say that those are dogs. Those are not just some parasites. No, so guess what? And we think of dogs as equals to humans. Why can't we think of children in the womb as equal humans?
Yep. Kathy Barnett, who was taking a run at Pennsylvania Senate, didn't make it, but she was born. Her mom, unfortunately, was raped and still had her.
I know someone that was.
Yeah.
Someone, I don't know if this person still works at my job, but someone that worked there, at least. I don't know if this person still does, but her mom was raped. That's why she exists. So, when people say rape should be an exception, I just want to tell them this: go tell that to a person that was created out of rape. Go tell them that and see what their response is.
Yeah, I think the more principled approach is either the fetus has rights or it doesn't. There's no him and hawing in the middle on that one.
Yeah. It does have rights. Well, because it's a human being. Are you aware of that story that happened about almost 2 months ago in DC? We're I believe it was about 2 months ago. We're in a person's house in DC where 3 aborted babies. Literally, they're in the 3rd trimester. And guess what? They were using them for stem cells. And guess what? I can't show those on here because this video would get pulled down. I can't. And plus, it horrified me. And if you look at the faces of these babies, they look scared. Like legitimate, like they're trying to get. It's like they're trying to get away from the forceps. That's what was happening. It was disturbing. And I said, anyone who looks at that and thinks that this is okay, you are a psychopath. That I don't care. You can be mad at me if anyone believes that. Sorry, if you think that's fine, you are a psychopath.
I didn't see any of the pictures, but I think Tim Pool.
I'll send you them in the private chat. Obviously, I can't. I'm not going to show them here. I found about this from Michael Knowles because he talked about it. Washington, DC, Washington, aborted babies. Okay, I'm trying to find this right here. It was actually 5 to be honest. My mistake, not 3. I'm trying to find them. I'm trying to find these photos. Don't tell me that they're trying to hide them. Pictures. Okay. I think this is it right here. I think so. Where the fuck is it? Oh shit! They're trying to hide the photos. The thing is shadow banned as hell. Okay, I'm trying to find this right here. Where is it? Okay, I got to go to Michael Knowles' thing. Then I have to go to his because he talked about this. Yeah, Michael Knowles.
Michael Knowles is good.
Yeah,
Daily Wire, man. Those Daily Wire guys are no joke. They're all good. And gal.
Yeah.
Candace Owen.
Yeah, Candace Owen. Ben Shapiro is my favorite out of all of them. But
really,
best Ben Shapiro is. But
I would have guessed Matt Walsh. You're not a Matt Walsh guy?
I like Matt Walsh. As a matter of fact, I think he's actually the best of all of them.
Mm.
But Ben Shapiro's my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm a Matt Walsh guy, man. That dude is really good.
I still haven't watched that documentary yet.
Yeah.
I haven't had a
What's
chance to
good?
take a look.
Oh yeah, it's really good.
I've watched clips of it, but
Mm.
yeah, aborted babies in DC. Wait 1 second. I actually have that in my phone. I'm gonna try to bring this up right here. You can still talk. I'm trying to bring it up right here.
For Daily Wire, I like Candace Owens. So those are my two favorite. Would be Candace Owens and Matt Walsh. I like Candace Owens. I wish she kind of did. Her show on YouTube is more of like almost like a late night type setup. I wish she would do a show like Matt Walsh. She would be a beast. Just doing a straight up show like that.
Yeah. Okay. The thing. Okay, I'm gonna find it right here. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find it right here. Like and subscribe.
It's almost like they hid that story because it came out.
Yeah. Graphic. I'll have to type this in. Graphic news story right here. Right here. This is the video. I'm bringing this up right here. Okay.
Horrifying news story I have ever seen in my entire life just popped up on live action, and very few, if any, establishment media sources are talking about it because it's a politically inconvenient crime. I have lived through many wars all around the world have taken place in my lifetime, all sorts of terrible crimes, murders, and expressions of extreme pain who are
like here, this right here. Obviously, they're
there are
blacked out.
photos of this. There's evidence. I have blurred the photos for this show because
You're telling me that's fine?
Well, I don't know. I think you have to do it in a medically. I'm not a doctor, but I don't think it's fine. But I also don't think it should be banned. I still stand on my
But like what you said was like you don't think you should stab it in the head. So like if it's not a life, that means you can just stab it in the head.
Yeah, is that medically safe though? So I would leave that up to a doctor to decide. And here's the thing.
That is actually.
You said what?
It is medically safe for the woman.
Well, if a doctor is okay, I mean, I'm not okay with it, but if whatever, see, I'm very libertarian in that. Whatever a person and their doctor decide on, the government has no business in it, and I have no business. But personally, that's horrible. That's not for me. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, but the people that got me pro-life the most was Ben Shapiro and Steven Crowder. They were specifically Crowder. Like because beforehand I didn't really know what to think of abortion. I didn't know what to think until I started listening to Ben Shapiro and then Steven Crowder. Oh my God! Like Steven just demolished everyone that came about him on abortion. Like even actual people that do their own research, he demolished them on it.
He's great. Yeah, he's great. The one where he did it on was it college campus?
He does them. Let me bring that up.
Yeah.
Steven Crowder.
Changed my mind. Mm-hmm. That one probably has like 6 million views on there or something.
There's a few of them right here.
Yep.
Like this right here.
Mm-hmm. That's the one. Yep. I think that's the one I saw.
Put it about half of America what they can.
World's population, more than half of America's population, that they are not allowed to decide to do with their bodies what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But a dead body, if they're not an organ donor, they're not going to get harvested for organ donation. Then I think that's really messed up.
Here's a little thing about that. Like this is my advice to someone: never sign your organ donor card. Never do it, because there are corrupt doctors out there that will take your organs when you are completely viable. There are like never sign your organ donor card. I tell everyone that. Yeah.
Messed up, and frankly, I think that women should have the option, legally and otherwise, to be able to get an abortion if they want to.
But he didn't.
Okay, there are a few presumptions there.
Oh, what?
He never argued a point. Maybe we missed it. I didn't hear him argue a point why, but you could keep going.
Yeah. Okay.
I would never tell 50% of America, as you put it, about half of
Yeah.
America, what they can and can't do with their own bodies.
Same here.
But that's exactly what the pro-life argument is. You're going to make abortions illegal, which then is going to force the women of America to either find a way to get an illegal abortion, which has its own host of problems, both medical, legal.
Very few abortions will become illegal like that. But and by the way, if they does, I'd rather have that than other than this. Because guess what? I don't want like my country to be the one promoting and doing abortions. I'd rather it be street type instead.
Yeah, that's not a. We don't want that. We don't want women going to get, they call them back alley type stuff.
And by the way, it's not like what you think. Like they actually just go into a back alley, get a coat hanger and stuff like that. No, they actually go to a facility and get it done.
Yeah,
that's actually what happens.
Yeah, and either way, that's not an argument. That's not really an argument for it or not. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, that's not a strong argument to me.
Matt Walsh actually talked about it, and that's what he said he'd rather happen too. So, which I agree with him on it.
Legal, etc.
As abortion does.
Safe abortion doesn't.
Sure, it does.
What things are medically wrong with a medical abortion?
For the baby being killed.
Okay, I'm not talking about the baby.
There's also another thing. Crowder didn't actually add this, but this is actually a true fact. Like there are a lot of cases out there of women who have had abortions in the past, and then later on they got medical conditions later on in the future due to it. That's happened. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean,
why not?
Because the simple facts of the matter is the baby is not an autonomous living being.
Really? How so?
Because it cannot fend for itself.
Okay, so would a 2-month-old baby not be an autonomous human being?
Yeah.
We're not talking about a 2-month-old baby. We're talking about a fetus.
No, I'm using
we got to pause it. No. A 2-month-old baby is not connected to anybody physically. So no, it can't survive on its own, but it is out in the world and it is not physically. If it were physically connected to somebody like a mother still, and you couldn't remove it, then yeah, it would be the same situation.
Well, I disagree with you on that because guess what? Like, it still needs to be taken care of. There's by being attached, I don't see much of a difference between it being attached or not.
No, so it's different though. It's not only so it's not attached, and it's already outside. So you can protect it. You can take it. Somebody can take care of the baby. If it's inside the mother, how do you get it outside? You would have to ask the mother for permission to do a C-section or to give birth, or it would be by force.
Yeah,
so that's my take on that.
Well, by the way, I still think it's a human being, so you can't kill a human being. So,
definition, you said cannot fend for itself. So is fending for itself the standard of what constitutes a human being?
No.
Okay, so what constitutes a human being?
The fact that it is born.
Okay. So what makes the difference between a human being and not a human being is 7 inches about the birth canal?
Yeah.
Okay. So you would be okay with abortion all the way up to 9 months?
In certain circumstances, yeah.
Okay. What do you mean in certain circumstances?
If the birth would be fatal to either the mother or...
A what?
No, he has to explain that. So, yeah, he's not being consistent there.
Yeah, and they actually do get into the attached part. They
the
do get
fetus,
into that.
then I do think that abortion should be legal.
Well, sure. Let's say if the birth would kill the mother.
Mhm.
I don't know any major pro-life advocates who wouldn't agree with that.
Yeah, I've met quite a few, actually.
No, I have yet to meet one. So maybe you can give me your Rolodex. But
well, that's the inconsistency.
I certainly
there,
would
though.
say if you're looking at the direct.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the inconsistency. So you're saying that he's making if I'm hearing it correctly, Crowder is making an exception if the mother's life is in danger.
Yes, same here.
Why is that? Why do we make an exception there?
Because it's self-defense. Because, like, for instance, here's an example. Kyle Rittenhouse, for instance, like he was defending himself from those people that were trying to kill him, and if he hadn't fired his gun, he would have been killed. And so, like for that instance, if the woman doesn't have the abortion, say she has a rare disease or something, or cancer, or whatever, and she loses it a lot, something's going to happen. Like if the abortion doesn't happen, that will kill her. guess what? You would kill someone either way. So yeah, there's really no choice right there.
Okay, yeah, I still think that's an inconsistency because
How?
well, if the fetus has rights, then it has rights regardless. Because you're
Well, do you think those people that tried to kill Kyle Rittenhouse had rights?
they lost their rights when they tried to be the aggressor. Like one of them grabbed the gun, Rosenbaum, and then
Rosenbaum was the one. He didn't grab the gun. That was Huber, I believe it was. Yeah, he was the one that grabbed the gun.
Or Rosenbaum reached for the gun.
No, a gun was fired off. Kyle thought it was him that was shooting at him. He turned around and saw him trying to get at him, and then he fired it. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, they both were aggressors. One pulled the gun, one reached for the gun. So in this case, the fetus is not. I guess you could say it's being the aggressor, but
it is.
Yeah, I still think that's an inconsistency.
Well, I disagree
for
with
me.
you.
Yeah.
A direct threat to the life of the mother. Yes, I understand that.
Okay,
but let me say, it sounds to me like that doesn't really matter because you would support abortion regardless.
Yes.
Okay, so why bring it up?
Because people, especially in America, have the freedom to make choices, and right now the pro-life argument is trying to infringe upon one of the choice. And quick question for all the women.
This part
Can
is
y'all
funny.
raise your hand real quick? No. Seriously. Can I get all the women to raise your hands real quick and keep them raised? I don't care if it's one-on-one. Of all of those women that have their hands raised, which one of you would rather be forced to carry an unwanted pregnancy to term?
I would.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
No, hold on a second. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. But I also want to continue with this. Thank you very much. I appreciate your passion. That's the danger of using mob rule as your moral compass. Sometimes you don't like how it turns out. And I could have actually told you that there's a significant amount of pro-life women here. A couple of things.
If you didn't know, most of the pro-lifers are actually women. Yeah, that's actually a fact. Now, most men are actually pro-choicers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Things I want to clarify. I would never tell a woman what she can and can't do with her own body. That's not what I am doing.
Okay.
That's not what she is doing. And I would never force a woman to carry a child.
Okay.
Okay.
But that's exactly what the pro-life stance is.
No, it's not.
So what about the pro-life argument and pro-life laws and regulations and all that is going to allow women the choice? Because that's the whole basis of the pro-choice argument.
Right. Yeah, that's a false premise. What laws would allow the choice to kill another human being?
But it's not a human being.
Well, it is a human being. Yeah. Well, how do you define a human being? You said fend for itself. That's not a consistent line to draw.
and that's 7 inches of birth canal, as you said.
Well, you said you didn't agree earlier.
No.
Fending for itself. So, in other words,
No.
up until 9 months,
It's not a living human being until it crosses that birth canal.
Okay. Why?
Why?
I want to separate.
Because it's still in the womb. It is still a fetus.
So, well, hold on a second. So we're talking about right now a 9-month-old baby. Let's say 8-month-old, right?
But it's not a baby until it's born.
It's not a baby until it's born. So the only difference right now, I'm using a 9-month. Let's pick an 8-month-old. Okay, 8 months inside the womb, 8 months outside of the womb.
Yeah.
One is a life and one is not.
Yeah.
Okay. So what determines human
That's not my
life
take.
is location.
Well, what?
It's semantics, but one has rights and one does not.
Yeah.
The rights, while it's a fetus, the rights are controlled not by the government or anybody else other than the mother. Once it's out, then you have constitutional rights and all that.
Yeah.
So it's not about whether it's a human or not. I don't even know the answer to that. It's more about when does it have rights or not.
Well, I think it has rights at conception. So yeah.
If a woman has an 8-month-old fetus versus an 8-month-old child, That is
Right.
a huge difference.
Because one is inside the womb and one is outside. The
Yes.
only difference is, let's call it geographical location.
But it's not the same as geographical location.
Actually,
It's
it is.
location inside a womb or outside a womb.
Yeah,
But you're
it does matter.
oversimplifying it.
Geographical.
You're
I'm trying to understand.
What?
A geographical location matters. I don't know why.
Well, the thing is, like, is a baby that's born in the hills of West Virginia less valuable than a baby that's born in like New York, where it has the best medical care?
Well, I mean, every place doesn't have the same resources, and there's always discrepancy based on wealth and all those different factors. But no, I mean, in a vacuum, no. But the geographical location is inside another person or not.
Okay, why is one a life and one is not?
Because the fetus itself is wholly and totally dependent upon the mother that it is attached to via umbilical cord.
Sure.
Right?
Wholly dependent, very much
Wholly
just like,
dependent
just
by-
like an 8-month-old born
Mhm.
outside of the womb born.
However, the 8-month-old child, the infant at that point, that's the important distinction, fetus versus infant,
It's your important distinction. I don't think it's a consistent one, but continue.
is the fact that a fetus, which has not been born yet, and an infant, which has been born, in my opinion, it shouldn't matter whether or not the mother wants to keep it or not. Whether it's...
But I don't. I guess I'm not following you. Why does that determine the value of human life? Is it because you don't believe it's a human being because you believe it's a part of the mother?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you don't believe
Parasite.
you don't believe that is a separate human being. You believe it's effectively a part of the mother.
Yes, because
Okay.
up until the point
Okay.
that
Just
it
a
is
little more
outside of the mother,
Okay.
whether it's C-section, birth, whatever, then at that point it becomes its own living human being.
Okay, I'm trying
That
to
is
under-
still dependent upon other people because it is an infant.
Okay, so I
but
wanna
it
make
doesn't
sure that I'm-
necessarily need to be the mother, biological mother, that is still hooked up to the umbilical cord to fend.
So I want to make sure that I'm understanding your reasoning for why it is a baby outside versus inside the womb, even though it's the same age. You are saying that location, and that determines whether it's a human life because, in fact, when it's inside the womb, it is not a separate human being. It is a part of the mother.
Yes.
Okay. I've not misrepresented you there. I understand you correctly.
Yeah.
Okay. So an 8-month-old baby inside of the mother.
An 8-month-old fetus.
8-month-old fetus. It's not a person inside the mother. Okay. How many feet does the mom have?
Sorry?
How many feet does the mother have?
2.
Not 4?
Not 4.
Yeah.
How many fingers does she have?
10.
Not 20?
No.
Yep.
Infants are likened to...
It's a part of the mother.
Yeah.
It's a part of the mother. The mother would have 20 fingers, 20 toes.
No,
4
I
arms,
see.
4
I'm
legs.
not- that's not my
So the
argument.
boy does the mother have a
That's not my argument. It's a parasite. It's not part of the mother. I don't make that argument. It's connected to the mother. It's another living organism that is connected to the mother that uses the mother as a host.
Well, so I forget what they're called. Moray? What are those things that are attached to sharks? Those things on the outside of it? I'm trying to figure out what it. Yeah, so those aren't defined as a parasite when it's technically the same thing as a baby would in the womb would be. So that's what it's actually the definition is described as. So yeah,
penis.
You're trying to detract from the fact that
No, I'm trying to understand your position. I'm not trying to detract.
Hear me out. So, effectively, it is a parasitic relationship between a fetus and a woman. That is
Define parasite.
Parasite is a being that is wholly and totally dependent upon its host.
That's actually not the definition of a parasite.
Okay, so what's the definition of a parasite, Mr. Webster?
I
He's gonna go
appreciate
with
the presumption. Yeah. No, actually, because by your definition, a fully born child would be a parasite.
Yes.
They're entirely
No, it's
dependent.
not. No.
A good example.
by definition, it is.
Nope.
So-
It's not. It's not dependent on a host. Any person could, if a 8-month-old child, any person could feed that child. It's someone who is in a mother's womb. No one can feed that child except for the mother.
Well, it's
It's a-
still
yeah, it's not-
still depending. I don't think it really matters of who it is. It's still depending. So yeah.
Yeah, so I would not.
For example, with sharks, remoras aren't considered parasites, even though they are dependent upon the food that they would get from their larger predator. So the reason here is because it actually does so at the cost of its host.
Let's read that part right there. Let's read that part. An organism that lives in or on an organism of another species, its host, and benefits by delivering nutrients at the other's expense. The parasite attaches itself to the mouths of fishes. So, yeah.
I disagree with that definition.
Well,
I disagree. That definition to me is playing games. The part that I say that is a game is, why does it say of another species?
That's just that.
What? But why do we need to make that distinguish?
I don't know why, but
yeah. I don't buy that definition. To me, that definition comes across as it's something that's there to avoid this discussion. Because if you don't put another species, then you do define a baby as a parasite. I would bet anything the only reason that's in there is for this discussion right here.
Well, because that it's leftists that control the dictionary, I'm almost positive that they are the ones that did that. So you'll never convince me that a conservative put that in there.
True.
You'll never convince me.
I need someone to explain to me why would you need to distinguish another species there?
Yeah.
That seems political to me. I don't know why you would need to do that.
Yeah, well, it was obviously a leftist that did that. It was not a conservative.
Probably, yep.
Cost of the healthcare of the host, at the cost of the actual ability, often killing the host. That's what a parasite is. And parasites don't necessarily even have to be inside the body, by the way. They can be on or in. No medical literature.
That's not true. Crowder's off again. A parasite, the goal, it does sometimes kill the host, but the goal is actually to keep the host alive. The parasite does not want to kill the host.
Not necessarily. It just drains. What a parasite does, it drains the host till there's nothing left, and then just finds another one.
Yeah.
Just like an example. Even though this is obviously fiction, isn't real. The venom symbiote, of course, is depending on the host. Until it just depends on it. Just eats off it, then just finds another one, just so it can live longer. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's what the definition is. Yeah.
Literature would refer to a baby growing in a woman's body as a parasite. That's an opinion.
Okay.
So
I disagree with
your
that.
opinion, but it's also your.
I do not agree with that.
A what?
I do not agree that that's an opinion.
I think it is.
That's a fact. I do not. So that's what I mean. And you can have those disagreements, but I just want to note I do not agree that that's an opinion.
Yeah. Well, I think it is. So yeah.
Opinion that it is a part of the woman's body, but that doesn't seem to. I understand how you sort of juxtapose that next to, but the woman only has 2 feet.
Yeah.
The woman only has 20. So what are those fingers on that baby? What's the penis? Who does it belong to?
Yeah.
It belongs to the fetus.
And guess what? Guess what? Unless you want to get into like some LGBTQ stuff or whatever, guess what? That's still another belongs to someone else. That does not belong to the mother.
I agree.
Yeah. Unless you want to get
which, like we just said,
so the fetus does have body autonomy from the mother at this point. It is not a part of the mother.
No, it is a part of the mother because
so the mother
it is still
penis.
Attached to the mother.
Does the mother have a penis?
Yeah.
No, because the fetus is a parasite.
Because the fetus is a parasite.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just trying to follow your logic trail here because before you said it was in fact a part of the mother.
It is.
That was what.
It is.
Now you're saying it's a parasite.
Why can't it be both?
No, I suppose it could be both. Okay. So it's a parasitic part of the mother.
Yes.
So the penis belongs to a parasite, or the arms and the legs and the feet and the functioning brain and the central nervous system and the ability to understand and recognize its mother's voice belongs to a parasite fetus that is in the mother and is not a human life.
Yes.
And that is why we have the right to kill it.
Yes.
Okay. All the way up until birth.
It, like I said before, if it is going to be a fatality to either the baby at that point, the infant, or the mother.
Yeah, well, no, again, we don't need to discuss that because you don't care anyway.
This guy is actually being inconsistent right here.
Yeah, no, that's inconsistent. Yeah, I'm consistent with it. I don't want to see it happen. It's disgusting. It's terrible, but you have to be consistent. He's inconsistent.
Well, I've been consistent too. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't like. But like I said, I don't think you can make the argument because if it's someone else, he can be a parasite. But if it's actually something yours, you can't. No, you can't play it both ways.
Well, here's where I say I can, because I'm saying it's almost like some people like to use drugs. I don't really want to use drugs, but I think all drugs should be legal. If you want to go use them, go do them. But for me in my life, I'm pro-life, but I don't think it should be, because what you're seeing here is the government getting involved with a mother and their personal decision with their doctor. I am never okay with the government getting involved with that.
Yeah. The thing was if you, I'm trying to figure out what I was going to say. Like someone else doing drugs and someone and you not. Well, the thing was if here's an example. If someone if your family's doing drugs and can you stop them or not? If you think you have a right to stop them?
I think it should be legal. I just would choose not to do it myself.
Well, I first of all, I don't think coke or meth should be legal. I'm just going to let you know that. So yeah, I believe psychedelics should be legal, but not coke and meth. So yeah. Or crack. So, and so we all know they're bad too. We agree on that. They're not good for you no matter what. Coke and meth, they're not good for you. We all agree on that. Okay, but then when you look at this, a lot of things that people say is well, people are still going to do them, so we should just stop doing them. Stop regulating this kind of stuff. Okay, I can see what you're trying to do. But guess what? You're actually going to lose a lot more lives by doing that. Again with abortion, a lot of people say this is actually an argument I heard from one of my friends. He says he doesn't like abortion, but he thinks that it should be legal because people are still going to do it. And well, I say this. Well, people still kill and murder and rape. So should we just make that legal?
Yeah, I don't like that argument. That's a weak argument. That's the same argument. Yeah, they would go to doing it illegal ways that by themselves. I do not like that argument.
Yeah, but still though, if you think that's legal, it should all be. If you think people are still going to do it, that it should be legal. Then murder. If you think people will still rape and murder, or even worse, things I cannot mention here, so then we should make that legal then by their definition.
Yeah, that's on there. Yeah, I don't stand. Yeah.
And by the way, I shouldn't have said that because now someone can clip that out and make it look like I'm saying something else. So yeah. So yeah.
It's impossible to avoid that.
Yeah.
Very, very strong assumption to make.
Well, you said earlier that you would support abortion regardless, right?
Yes.
Okay. So then why bring up whether it's a threat of the health to the mother?
Because no medical professional is going to make a late-term abortion unless it's going to be a fatality to either the mother or the fetus.
That's not true. It happens all the time.
Name one case where that's happened.
10 to 12,000 a year, 1.6%, 1.3 to 1.6% of about 1 million abortions each year. And as a matter of fact, you can go right now and watch a video that we taped in an abortion clinic on Tuesday where they performed an abortion on a 32-week-old baby, no questions asked.
Yeah.
Okay. And
it happens all the time.
Okay.
So do you disagree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do disagree with that?
Yeah. Because
okay. Well, some common ground.
Because no. I disagree with your stance on it because you don't know what that woman's life. You don't know that woman's life. You don't know that woman. You don't know.
Here's the thing though. But this is another thing that a lot of pro-choicers say. Well, if the baby's going to live in poverty or just don't do that then. Don't. Okay, then. Yeah, that's still a human being. Plus, we still have adoption, and I know this is another thing that they will always bring up, and I've heard this countless times. The adoption system is so messed up. People can't. The adoption system would just be overloaded with children. Okay, and then they also say a lot of kids get abused in adoption. Okay, here's what I have to say. I support changing the law to make it a lot easier for parents to adopt children and to severely punish people who do bad things to children. I fully support that. I believe there should be no exceptions for doing anything to children. None.
Yeah, it's saying that the abortion, the adoption process is bad is that's a separate problem.
Yeah. So what do you think of adoption, Osiris?
Oh, I am for I am for culturally giving all of the options so women do not think that abortion is the way.
Well, they'll think about that. They'll think it's the way, regardless if it's legal or not.
Yeah, I mean, I think each state will come up with that, but I am for I don't know what issues are going on with the adoption process. My wife and I were actually thinking about that because we were having a hard time with my first to handle first.
Yeah.
And but actually we actually had an appointment for, I forget what type of appointment it was, but right after that we found out that she was pregnant with my oldest. But I am definitely for adoption. I have no problem.
Well, before I get into the adoption thing, what I suggested, I think the thing is, I don't think it's a good idea for parents to wait to have kids, because like the younger, because the thing is, I think it's actually better to have kids when you're younger. The reason is because you're more likely to have them and not have any complications like that.
I agree. Yep. The older you wait, the more tough it is.
Yeah, like I have a friend who says, like, she told me, she's actually in her 40s or 50s, I believe. She told me that she and her husband, like, they waited and like they weren't able to, and they tried to adopt, but the adoption system in the U.S. is so bad they just couldn't do it.
You see, there it is again. It's that's got to be fixed. I mean, there shouldn't be. We're sending money to Ukraine and all this other stuff. Like, we got to get our stuff straight.
And so yeah, like why not, why, what's the problem? Like with an abortion, like they'll take the baby out regardless whether it's born or not, or whether they kill it or if it's born naturally. Okay, yes, you still take it out either way. Why can't you just give it to an adoption?
Wait, so who takes it out?
Okay.
Oh, the abortion?
The baby gets taken out either way when you look at it, because you said like they would have the doctor would have to get consent from the mother to have it taken out. Okay, it will get taken out either way, whether it's from an abortion, which is murder, or whether it's naturally born. So why can't you just have it be like, hey, we'll take it out as an adoption, and you can give it up for an adoption.
I like that idea. I don't think the government should legislate it, though. I think that should be.
I think they should.
Yeah, I think that should be given as an option to the mother if we're going to take it out anyway. I don't know. That would be up to the mother. I don't know why there might. I don't know the medical part. Is that how they do the late terms? They always have to take it out somehow or something like that.
Yes, they have to take it out.
Yeah.
Like regardless, either way, they have to take it out, even if it's in the first trimester. Literally can cause severe complications if you don't.
Yeah. So I'm ignorant on that part of the process, but if you're taking it out anyway, then why?
So
but it's still up to the mother, though. To me,
I don't see how it. Oh, you can go on.
Well, the process is, I mean, it's a different process, right? She's not giving birth to the baby, so you have to get her permission to, like, say, hey, we're taking the baby out anyway. Why not give birth to it? If she doesn't consent to that, then we have a societal, personal problem there.
Well, guess what? You're still killing a human life, so it's going to be taken out either way. So that doesn't make any sense to me. No one has presented an argument to me that justifies that.
I agree. I don't see the justification, but I still would leave that up to the mother. Yep.
Well, like I said, the only exception I believe there should be is when the mother's life is in danger. Because guess what? It's a threat to their health, and so it's like self-defense. That's a threat to someone's life, so you have to. There's really no choice to. That's the way I take it. We can get back to finishing the rest of that argument. That too.
Yeah. Crowder. Yeah, Crowder's great.
Yeah.
What the circumstances are, you don't know anything about her, do you?
Yeah, I do.
You know her personally?
I know exactly what her circumstances are because she told them to us. Yeah, she was a woman who had 2 children already, a 6 and a 9-year-old, and the youngest of which was now being sent off to kindergarten, and she didn't want to go through the mommy phase again.
That's not an excuse. That just because you don't want that, you do not have a right to say that. Guess what? Put rape, incest, and that aside. The fact that you consent to that you open your legs to a dude, guess what? That is on you. You have to take care of it. Well, okay, You can give the you have to rate you can give the kid up for adoption if you want to, but guess what? That is on you're running away from responsibility. So yeah, you have to get. So my view is you have to get to have that kid until it can come out. That's my view on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She wanted time for herself.
Okay.
So she went in and they provided a 32-week-old abortion, no questions asked. That happens. Late-term abortions, 10 to 12,000 a year.
Okay.
So I just want to make sure, because you jump around as to what's permissible and what's not. My line of logic here is whether you like it or not, it is consistent, along with the lady there who responded to you. A unique new genetic code is created at conception.
Okay.
Right?
So how is that? That's another thing. You said it's a part of the mother. So if
No,
there's
I don't. I think it's a separate parasite.
so if it's separate, that means it's not hers. So
No.
it's still a human. So yeah.
Yep, that's the heart of it. Yep, the debate there.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, whether it's in, whether it's out, depending on how the mother feels about the baby, it's circumstantial. It's just not logical.
So here's the thing, though. This is another thing that they say. That means like if you can decide when a life begins, guess what? You could say like someone could say neither me or you are alive, and like they could just kill us. You could literally make that argument right there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Consistent way to justify killing another life.
Okay. Well,
but
you're
in that situation, is abortion okay? The situation I just described for you, you can go watch it right now.
Yeah.
Well, then let's not go to the extreme examples to make a point. Because if I were to say, hey, rape, incest, let's allow abortions, and say, but on the other side of the coin, would you be okay with making it illegal to perform other abortions? You wouldn't say so. So why bring it up? You're bringing up an extreme example that you don't care about. You support abortion all the way up until birth, no matter what. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, like that.
It's a good discussion, and I appreciate the discussion more than anything, man. And then the handshake afterwards. We need more of that in our country.
Yeah. Well,
Love
like, I've heard this before, and I think this actually is actually what we're leading to. That what will be the cause of a second civil war or a national divorce will be abortion. Like it won't be anything. It won't as bad as everything else is. That won't cause it. It will be abortion that could be.
It could be. I mean, I think there's other pressures that will help that. I think SCOTUS did not take Texas v. Pennsylvania, and that really we're still feeling the ramifications of that right now.
Yeah, I'm trying not to say that too much.
Oh.
So yeah, like I finally got around to watching 2,000 Mules after the last time I had you and Carlos on.
Mm-hmm.
And like yeah. Oh, did you get my text that we should do like an uncensored segment after this?
No, I didn't see that. Yeah,
I sent you that text right after,
okay.
right after we do this, do an uncensored version for Rumble. For like about 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, you think we could do that?
Yeah, yep, that's cool.
For like 10, 15 minutes, so we can say whatever we want, no restrictions.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah. Okay, we're gonna end this stream right here, and then we're gonna be back on Rumble. So yeah, I'll create the new one, then I'll send it to you. So I'll send you the link, then we can hop back on for that for like 10, 15, like 20 minutes maybe. So like,
Real talk.
Yeah, like no holding back. Nothing is off the table right here. All right, Osiris.
All right.
Where can my audience find you at?
Yes, YouTube, Twitter. We can. My handle's right there. STUCKNDAMID. Stuck in the mid, and look me up. YouTube, Twitter, Odyssey, Twitch, Facebook, everywhere.
All right. I'm Ray, the host of the Ray Infinity Show podcast. This has been episode number 52. Remember, like this video, subscribe to this channel, and turn on notifications so we can beat the YouTube algorithm. And also, subscribe to me on all the other platforms. And yes, I'm moving over. I'm saying that now because saying everything else, that's just way too much to say. So, yeah. All right. Make sure to like, and also go over and check out Osiris's channel and subscribe to him. Because guess what? He's a really cool guy. And like his channel is growing rapidly. Help him grow even further than he is. This has been Ray and Osiris from episode number 52. Catch you guys later. Peace!